Hello and welcome to the Bow Hike Podcast. Here we take a slightly unprofessional and certainly unconventional approach to the otherwise serious outdoor podcasting world. We cover a wide variety of outdoors-related topics, including big game hunting, bird hunting, fishing, gear and gear reviews, and even hot or controversial topics in the outdoor news world. Our goal is to provide you, the listener, with entertainment as well as educate you on different facets of the outdoor world. We hope to provide information that is able to help you improve yourself as an outdoors man or outdoors woman and help you hone the skills you already possess. So whether you're a veteran outdoorsman or you're brand new to the game, we want to help you turn that bow hike into a successful bow hunt. So thank you for tuning into the Bow Hike Podcast. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I've got Trent Fisher of Born and Raised Outdoors. Before we get any further, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. If it is before 5 p.m., August 10th, 2019, you're going to want to hear what I got to say. And after I finish what I got to say, you should pause this thing, head on over to bornandraisedoutdoors.com and pick up your free ticket to the Old 99 Born and Raised collaboration Tagged Out Ale release party at the Lang Event Center in Roseburg. I did say free. No promo code, no gimmick, no nothing. They're going to have live music, I think. I don't know. If they don't now, it's my fault. Food trucks, beer, obviously. The B.R.O guys are doing a live podcast. It's going to be a kick-ass time. You're going to want to be there. I know they've got limited tickets left. So like I said, pause this, scoot your butt over there, get your ticket, come back and listen to this awesome episode Trent and I recorded. And let me tell you, it's going to be worth it to buy this beer because Saturday is the one and only time in the history of the universe that you're going to be able to get the Tagged Out Ale. And speaking from experience, Trent and I cracked some cold ones today. 100% delicious, worth it. Do it. So, hope to see you guys there. I'll be there. All the guys will be there. It's going to be a great time. Lang Center, 5 p.m. Free tickets, bornandraisedoutdoors.com. Don't miss it. No further on that. If you do enjoy this episode, please consider subscribing to the podcast. It'll let you know when new episodes upload. And if you're really feeling froggy, go ahead and leave me a review, preferably 5 stars. It's not going to be 5 stars. Don't waste your time. And leave a comment if you feel so compelled to do so. With no further, here we are. Trent Fisher, Born and Raised Outdoors. Enjoy. Yeah, we're fired up. All right.
Oh, yeah, you're recording. The other day I did a podcast with the guy over Skype from New Mexico. And anyway, and he called and said, can I podcast? Just, yeah, sure. We went for 45 minutes, and he goes, oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh. And he's like, can we just talk about everything we just talked about again? I'm thinking, okay,
dude, how are we going to nail that? Garrett and I misrecorded 2 different podcasts.
2 of them.
2 of them, and I've had that guy recover. So we've got the we call you the larger baby brother of Trevor Fisher, Trent.
Call me whatever you want.
Born and Raised Outdoors, elk hunting aficionado. YouTube superstar.
I don't know about any of
technical gear specialist.
That's definitely not true.
Trent, what's up, man?
Not much, man. I just appreciate you doing this. This is awesome. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, appreciate you having me. We're live podcasting. Live? Not live.
Well, it's just live right now. We're here.
Yeah, well, we're here. It's live. When you hear it, it won't be live. We're in the famous barn.
Yeah.
At Trent's house out here. So we're going to get to the nitty-gritty on some stuff. Looking into some. You guys just went over a How to Kill an Elk series. Yeah. That seems to be the popular demand as we're approaching.
Yeah, no, it is. And it's not necessarily how to kill one, which, I mean, we kind of go over that in a lot of our other stuff, our content, but it's a lot like how to just be able to go and do it.
Right.
Just to give yourself an opportunity.
Yeah, so, I mean, how to kill one is pretty cut and dry. You shoot an arrow, it hits it in the heart, and then
There's
it dies.
a lot of different ways to do it, but I've seen a lot of different ways.
A lot of ways to skin a cat.
Yes, there is.
There is. Yeah, I mean, everybody, I feel like everybody, I normally ask for an introduction, but if you don't know Born and Raised Outdoors, you should climb out from underneath the rock that you've been living under. Get on the YouTubes. on the Instagrams.
Interwebs.
Check them out. Born and raised outdoors. Like I said, you guys should know who they are. If you're brand new though, Trent.
Yeah.
A little backstory.
Yeah, let's do a backstory. We started in about 2007, I think. Just 4 or 5 guys that had full-time jobs.
I was 12.
Okay,
oh wait, no. Yeah.
So it was a time ago.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, man. It's just like to me, I think we're all like the same age, right? And that's not true. I'm an old fart. So
fair enough.
But just as a bunch of guys that wanted to get together and make some films, and it just escalated from there without getting in too deep in the weeds. But we went full time at it. We did it for a lot of years. Made DVDs. That was the first we started out with, DVDs. And
I've got some.
We thought those were, that's the era, man. That's the new age. We got this. It was just after VHS tapes, So, but we're on DVD. That's bad to the bone, right?
Dude, nobody even knows what it stands for.
No, nobody does. And anyway, and it wasn't until just a couple years ago that the whole digital thing kind of switched. We did a year on the Outdoor Channel. We did a year on there. And then realized that wasn't for us, and then we went full time. Kind of when we got into YouTube, we went. Cody and I both quit our jobs and just jumped off that bridge.
Yeah, man.
And hope for the best.
Yeah, gave up the old timber falling gig.
I did. Yeah. I felled trees for 18 years, and then I got out of that, and it's just a journey. Every single day is an adventure. Every single day is different.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love being able to talk to people and possibly maybe inspire someone to do something they thought they couldn't. So.
Yeah. Do you get stung by more bees hunting or when you were cutting trees?
Cutting trees.
Yeah, for sure.
By far.
It's the worst.
By far, yeah.
Hornets everywhere.
Lots of them.
So, sweet. Got the backstory. I kind of want to just dive right into it. So,
let's roll.
First off, how many elk have you guys killed on film? Guesstimation.
So yeah, that number gets thrown around. This last year, I know we broke 100 on film. So it's somewhere around 105 to 7 or something like that.
Dude, that's insanity.
It's crazy.
I've only shot like 105 arrows at things. Maybe. How many elk have you personally killed?
I don't know.
No.
All these in the barn here. I had a count a while back, and it was I don't know.
We're looking at least like 30
I have
in
some
here.
at Dad's, and I have some at my grandpa's too. I have one mount of mine is at my grandpa's. The only thing I have mounted. This is Trevor's bull up above you here. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the only bull of his. But but yeah, a few of them. Yeah, a few.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate, and that actually started. I mean, when you can hunt every single season and then go to a different state and get another opportunity. Like there was one year I killed 3 bulls in 1 year, and it's like they start to the meat starts to stack up. Then,
but all 5 points.
All 5 points, yes.
Yeah.
Until that bull, that was my first 6 point ever.
Yeah.
Right there, and then another 6 point over here, and I've only killed 2 6 points.
Broke
in my
the
entire
curse.
life.
Yeah,
yes,
broke the curse. Well,
never
when you're
passed one up either.
No, that's my name of the game. I'm like, well, we're hunting in a unit where it's 1 elk, so 1 elk.
1 elk means 1 elk.
Yeah, hair tags are where it's at.
Yeah,
because no matter what, you put a bunch of elk meat in the old freezer, you're good to go.
Anything you kill that's tan, it's going to be a lot of meat.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So no, I opportunistic, and that was when hunting with a big group like I did. It was always, hey man, if you pass something up, you get thrown to the back of the bus. You're in the back of the line. You don't get to go again until everybody else gets an opportunity. So it's first come first serve.
Right. So obviously you and Trevor are brothers.
Yep.
So how'd you guys get tied in with Cody and Steve, and back when you hunted with Ty and Josh and those guys? How'd you guys all get tied in together?
Yeah, so Trevor and I, we kind of had this vision that we wanted to film our hunts, just because everything that we were watching, for one, they didn't show Roosevelt stuff much, and for two, it was all ranch. It was all it was never like, I mean, you had Primos to follow, right? That's what all of us grew up on. We watched it and everything, and it was awesome. And then you have Abe and Son and Raging Bulls, and you have Dwight. You had a bunch of different videos to watch, but it wasn't like what we wanted to make. So started out with that, and then Cody was kind of the technical guy. We got it with Cody just after, right when we started. Trevor bought a camera with his school loan, dental school loan, and then we needed someone else in the Roseburg area, so we got Ty on board.
Yeah.
And then I needed someone else over here because Trevor was in dental school, so that's when I talked to Steve. He was a real accomplished hunter.
Right.
And I talked to Steve and brought him on board, and so that's how we kind of all came about.
Right on. Now things are getting crazy. People are moving, stuff's changing, and now you got Wes and old Troy.
Yeah, so now we have employees actually, and we got a couple of guys that do a great job filming, and then Troy's a marketing guy. He does a great job with that, and so it's been, man, the dynamic of it's definitely changed in the nearest few years here.
Yeah, it's crazy how things just start to topple over themselves, and you're like, next thing you know, you're like, oh, I guess we quit our jobs, and now I guess we have employees.
Yeah.
And I don't know, we're selling stuff or whatever.
And so we're gonna make money, right?
Yeah, one of these days.
Yeah. No, it's a crazy adventure, man.
Yeah.
Totally
it's wild because I remember watching your guys' stuff back, like, I still have some Born and Raised DVDs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you pop them in. And now you can get them for like $7, which is kind of.
You could find it at any used
They pop on Camo Fire
bookstore
for like $20 for all your
for
films.
everything.
But I remember my favorite film, I want to say, was it The Reason when it starts with that helicopter during fire season?
It's one of them.
Yeah. That's my favorite film.
Yeah. No, that was a great film, and that was we kind of wanted to do something different that year and show what it's like around here, because even right now, we're coming up on 2.5 weeks till season starts.
Yeah.
And fire danger is definitely an element. You got to look into that and see where you can go, where you can't, what's closed.
I don't know what it is over here, but I know over in
it's level 3 over
Roseburg,
there.
it's level 4.
Did they level 4?
They put it up to an extreme, yeah.
Really? Okay, so that means wood shutdown. That means full closure.
Yeah.
That means you cannot go on it. So it's kind of trying to find your areas and make sure you stay open. And the time that you put into them, make sure it's worth it by the time season comes around. So over here on the coast, it's still, I think, a level 1, maybe a 2 on CS2, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. So looking at and when we're talking about like anybody going and being able to do this, it's not necessarily always public land as much as it's publicly accessible, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So over here, for those of you that don't hunt in areas where there's logging, or a lot of private land ownership. There's some places that are like a pay to play.
Yeah.
You pay a couple $100 and you're able to go hunt there.
Yep.
Or there's a lot of places that just leave the roads open and just ask that you treat it nicely.
And most of the stuff now, as within the last 5-7 years, is walk-in only. So it'll be gated, like a lot of Roseburg lumber and stuff. And it's all private timber company, but they allow you to walk in on their land. And
level 2 or lower, I think,
correct.
for Roseburg.
Yeah.
Which,
so it's know your stuff, know where you're going to go first before you get caught somewhere where you shouldn't. I know a guy that killed a giant bull a few years ago, and
I know the story.
It was illegal.
Yeah,
he got it taken away, and it was a sad story, but he shouldn't have been in there.
Yeah, and he knew.
He knew.
It's not. None of us are oblivious to this, so
no.
That's why we try to have a couple plans instead of just throwing your eggs all in one basket. So
absolutely.
So let's just dive into.
Let's roll hard.
How are we killing elk?
How are we shooting elk?
You're getting, say you're a month out of season. You've already got, like, gear aside. I'm not going to dive into that. I'm diving into the woods of things. So you've already got your bow, you got your backpack, you got all the stuff that you think you need. You got your calls and bugle tube and whatever. Yeah. You're looking at a map.
Yeah.
Where do you go? What do you look for?
Around here, it's so different between here and like any other state, just because here is so dense. When people come here, I can just see how it'd just be like, I have no idea.
Yeah, you're like, I look on a map, all I see is trees.
Yeah, there's trees everywhere. Where is an elk? And so around here, it's kind of home knowledge a little bit. I mean, if I was going to go around here, I'd be looking for just the biggest canyons I could and just dive down in and see what you can find, especially if you've got that 2 weeks or sports season or whatnot. But even if you don't, like everything, even over east, out of state or something, we've never scouted a unit. We've never put boots on the ground and checked things out before we just went. We just kind of do some e-scouting, kind of see, okay, we know they're going to be somewhere. We just got to go find them.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much anywhere. Like over east, I always look on a map and try and find green. Yeah. You find green and you find some topography that makes it look like it's harder for somebody else. Yep. And if you're willing to go there, it's good. And some elevation change, right?
You'll find some elk.
Yeah, usually. For sure. So
yeah, so no, there's no secret sauce as far as that goes. It's just kind of getting out there and just we cover probably 7 to 13 miles a day probably. And that's not running. That's not, we're not, we're just hiking along and just listening for a bugle. Out of all those bulls that I told you that we've killed on film, we've called in every single one, but I think 2.
Yeah, those were spot and stock, like in a unit or something.
Correct, yeah. So, I mean, out of all that, that's kind of like our game is bugling. We're not a spot and stalker, and that's nothing against people that do that at all, by no means. But it's just one thing that we just like to do our style of hunting. It seems to be more successful for us.
Yeah, I don't have the patience really to sit in glass and stalk stuff. I just want to bugle and wreck something's house.
Yeah.
That's the whole name of the game.
And it's so fun when they come in like that.
Yeah.
It's just a whole different story.
Yeah, it's not fun, though, when you go to wreck house and then the bull disappears and then you, look back up the mountain behind you and you're like, F, man, we got to go back up there.
Now you're wrecked.
Yeah.
Now you're wrecked.
Now you're like, dang it, got to go back up, back to the
walk of shame.
Yeah, back to the skid roads, man.
So many times.
So it kind of ties in now. I was going to save some questions for later, but somebody asked me, with your guys' bugling strategy, if you will. So he knows that you bugle, what do you guys say, like 200 times a day?
Yeah, 200 to 300 sometimes, yeah.
Is there any sort of science to how far apart you bugle, or is it just each time you come up on a draw, or each time, what do you do?
Correct. Yeah, you kind of hit it right there. It's topography, I just want my sound to reach out so my legs don't have to, kind of. So what I'm doing is finding a line of travel to where I can kind of, maybe if it's a ridge or something like that, where I can bugle off both sides. Or over here, it's a lot more frequent because the timber's so dense.
Right.
So it's amazing, and I challenge people to do this. Take your buddy, because when you blow a bugle in a room or something, it sounds so loud. It's got to be reaching 5 miles, And you take your buddy and just put him out there, even in an open space, from 75 yards, and sometimes you can't hardly hear the bugle. So it's crazy how you think it's so loud and it's not. So we bugle probably on an average, probably every 75 yards.
Yeah,
probably.
I'd say that's about average for everybody. Cause
I think so.
Then you hear the people that are like, Roosevelts don't bugle.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the number one. They're like, well, I don't really want to hunt Rosies because they don't bugle.
They don't bugle at all.
Right. No, and you know what? They don't. I mean,
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do really well, though. Yeah, no, it's just one of those, another myth, right? It's just, you're not either around them, or it's just you're not around the right one. Yeah. There's a ton of Rockies that we can't get to bugle.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I've noticed with them too, like if you get in close to them before you bugle, a lot of the times they don't rip one off at you. They just kind of give you like a little squeal, or like I've had them chuckle just like 20 times.
Chuckle, or just start to tear something up. And you just hear them tearing a tree up. And you're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And we've said this, all of us say this, I would rather bugle a Roosevelt than a Rocky Mountain Bull any day of the week. Roosevelt, they seem to be so much more protective.
Yeah.
Instead of Rockies, they'll just bugle for no reason all day long and walk away and walk and walk and walk. It's just what they're doing. But
it's like a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Just
yipe, just so they can hear themselves sometimes. But Roosevelts normally don't do that. They only bugle when they're doing some herd stuff. They're, tending cows or something usually.
Do you think Rosies are more territorial? Because you're pretty well versed in hunting Rosies and Rockies and a bunch of different. What have you hunted, like 6 or 7 states for elk now?
5, 6, something like that.
So you've seen them in all sorts of different terrains, seasons, everything. So I personally noticed, and you probably have too, you bust some Roosevelt elk, and you can normally find them within another couple hundred yards of where you busted them out. Some of those, like you go to Eastern Oregon and hunt, and you blow a herd, and they're like 7 miles off into the next unit, and you're like,
you might as well go try to hunt another area.
Yeah,
totally. And that's what I love about Roosevelts too, is you bust it and you go, doggone it, but I think I know where they're going to go. You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, let's back off of them. Let's hit them this evening or something like that. They won't go far. A Roosevelt will usually run 200 yards and then start sneaking. Yeah. And they'll start,
They're like, Well, you guys have shot that one video. I can't remember what it was called, when Chris shot the bull and there was 2 bulls literally shot in the same spot in the timberline. Yeah,
Trevor shot that big bull. Forget what video it is, and then it was just right inside the timber, and the elk made a big loop, went right back out in the unit. We called it another one and shot it. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So what are the main similarities? Because a lot of guys that watch your old videos, they're going to watch you wreck house on Roosevelts and kill bulls. What do you guys? Is it the exact same tactics when you go hunt in different places?
We do the same thing, and we tell people this so many times. We call it the playbook, if you will. Right? It's just the same thing we're doing every single time. It's just bugle, 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 and a lot of times when we're bugling, so a lot of our call sequences, everybody's obviously different, but a lot of our call sequences are you bugle, You listen, nothing. Okay, I'm going to bugle and chuckle. Listen, nothing. I'm going to just chuckle, because bulls will respond to all different sounds. And it's really, really weird how bulls will be like, they'll only respond to one thing. Like they'll only respond to a chuckle, and that's what triggers them up, and that's what gets them fired up and starts the dance, if you will. But yeah, so do different things. Don't just think, oh, I saw it on a video. I'm location bugling. Bugling. No, put a lip ball in there, and see if, a lot of times that'll trigger them,
right.
So it's just different ears, hear different things.
Yeah, I mean, I've bugled at them before and had them just like take off running the other way.
Yeah.
100%. Like even decent sized bulls, 4 points, 5 points, you can see them, but there's no way for you to get to them, and you bugle at them and they just freaking tuck their butts and run.
Yep.
So it's like, that's what you guys talk about. It's the one, right? Takes the one.
Exactly. And don't think that we haven't had that 100,000 times to where, like, you look at each other and go, what the hell did I say to him?
Yeah.
Why did they take off and run?
Yeah, you're like, apparently I'm pretty rude.
Yeah, it was not the right thing. So
no, I mean, or do you think elk have personalities like people?
Some of them, I think.
You think some are scrappers and some aren't, and some are just like trying to cruise through, punch a couple cows and ditch out?
Especially more in the Roosevelt woods, I think. Just because they're a big animal. And, I mean, I've called in a few of the bulls, and they just come in just screaming and chuckling and doing everything a big bull does, and they're a 4-point.
Yeah.
And it's like, what in the world?
Yeah.
But he was wanting to fight whoever it was on the other end of that bugle. It didn't matter what we were. So, yeah, I think they do have definitely a personality. Some of them do.
Yeah. Some of them have some strange, like, I'm not the world's greatest caller, but I've heard some bulls that sound way worse than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like crazy bad. Like I got called in by a donkey.
Oh, yeah.
Same. I can't remember who it was that did the same thing, but I'm like, that's got to be a bull.
That's got to be.
He's responding every time we bugle. Like, I'm going down there. And, I took a nap down there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm like,
no, and I say this to everybody is you cannot screw up a bugle. Throw something out there. Get something in the airwaves. You can't really screw up a bugle. But a cow call, if you put out a cow call, you can definitely blow a herd out with a bad cow call.
Do you guys cow call much?
We do some. So I'll cow call as we're walking a lot. When we're going from spot to spot, we'll cow call. And especially like earlier in the season, if you can get a bull just to respond to a cow call, you'll probably kill him. Because
or get an at bat.
Get an at bat. Yeah, exactly. You're going to get a shot at him. So, or a chance, whatever that consists of. But yeah, so if you can get him to bark to a cow call, it's a good day.
It's game on.
It's game on. Yeah.
Diving in, wrecking your house.
Yeah.
I know, and a lot of this stuff is kind of redundant for me to hear, but not for other people to hear that maybe don't know who you guys are. What time of day do you kill most of your bulls?
We kill most of our bulls from 11 till 2.
Yeah, and that's the time of day that most of you guys are napping.
Yes.
So
yeah, mostly, and that's just the whole. The quick backstory to that is the bulls. They always, and it's all ruled by the bleed cow. She's got a place she wants to go. They're going to be out feeding in the morning, especially your Rocky Mountain elk. They've got a place. I've heard it so many times from people say, well, he just kept on walking away from me and bugling, and we just thought, he's gone. No, follow him. He's got a place they want to go, and he's following the cows. The cows are headed to their bedding area.
Right.
And once they get to their bedding area, they are going to get there, and they're going to, pipe down. They're going to lay down, and then you're going to be one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
And that's when he'll get up and come back and give you a look. Usually, not always, obviously.
Yeah. So when a bull's moving like that, what's your theory? Because you hear some guys with the hey, you never leave elk to find elk,
right.
But then there's times where you need to. Like
yeah.
if you've called the same bull within 100 yards 2 or 3 times and he's winded you or he's seen you move or something, like you probably got to give that guy a day, right?
Winding is the deal. They can see you, they can hear different things, But if they wind you, it's usually, 9 times out of 10, it's the joke's up, man.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yep, let's back off on.
Yeah.
He's not coming. But if they just see you and not sure what you are and everything, we've had them come back, numerous times. But a lot of times in elk, it'll only come so far, So get to where he feels comfortable coming to. Don't just keep bugling and, you'll pull him back to that same spot numbers of times. And everybody says, oh, he hung up at 100 yards.
Yeah.
He hung up at 100 yards. Well, get that 100 yards.
Yeah.
So he feels comfortable coming that 100 yards. So let slow play him, let him wander off a little bit, and get your butt up there to where when he comes back to that 100 yards, you can kill him.
Yeah. leave the caller where he's at, and that's his comfortable distance. Because a lot of that's probably they hear you, but they can't see you and they're unsure, right?
That's where I think we have really, I'm not going to say failed, but have really not utilized all of our tricks as far as the decoy game. We've never really done it much. We never really have done the decoy game. A little bit a couple years ago, Trevor's bull in Idaho, it came from like 700 yards.
Yeah.
Because I was waving that, me and B-Mac from Hush, and we were just waving decoys, and that thing just came all the way in, to 20 yards. So, I think it's a big thing that we probably haven't utilized as much as we should.
Yeah.
Because they've got all these senses, right? They've got their hearing, but their sight's a big one. They want to see something.
Right.
And whether it be just a color or what.
Yeah, I think that's what gets a lot of people, too, is because – and I think, and I'm guilty of it, and I'm sure you guys have done it in your day, you're bugling, bull's bugling, you move in, you bugle, he moves in and bugles, and so this chess match goes on for an hour, and then he's at 100 yards, and you're like, oh, he's right there, we got to be quiet. Yep. We can't bugle or call anymore. And it's like, well, he's responding to it before,
you're
so
supposed to do it.
You just stay on it, right? Like maybe
he's expecting you to.
Yeah, maybe bugle when he looks the other way or something, so he's not looking for you.
Exactly.
And
put the bugle behind you. Just kind of tuck it under your armpit or something and bugle backwards. Different tones, different sounds. And the biggest thing that a lot of people don't do, I think, a big thing is like making noise. They think they have to be super quiet.
Right.
Elk are giant animals. They are not quiet by no means.
Yeah.
And breaking brush and crashing stuff, that's totally good. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, and bulls coming through the woods, or any elk for that matter, it sounds like a freaking D6 just tunneling at you through the timber. And that's the past couple bulls we've had at-bats on, to say, have been didn't bugle. You bugle, and you just hear stuff start popping and stuff start going, haywire, and you're like, oh, well, I'm pretty sure we should move in somewhere.
Something.
We should do something instead
of look into that.
Sitting on our butts. So it's I think it's just a lot of it, like you can listen to all the podcasts and you can watch all the videos and you can read all the articles and go to Corey's School of Elk Hard Knocks or whatever, Elk 101.
Right.
And you can do all that, but I think until you put it in the field.
Yeah, there is something.
You can certainly gain some advantages, way more now than when you guys started hunting.
Oh, man. When we started hunting, it was, I'm not going to say failure after failure, but it was learn lesson after lesson after lesson. And there wasn't a lot of this stuff out there. But now, with the availability of this, like podcasts and like you said, Corey's classes and all this stuff that we try to put out there, dude, you can really shorten the curve down in a fast.
Oh, yeah. Like my first year elk hunting, I was given we had hunted for 2 or 3 days, and then I was given like a Primos bugle tube, the skinny pack tube that has the blue reed on it.
Oh, yeah.
I was given one of those, and man, I went up, and this was in Eastern Oregon, and I went on top of this mountain, and I was like, oh man, I got this thing dialed in, right? I was bugling in the truck on the way out in the morning, so I hike up there, I'm like walking through elk tracks, I'm like, this is going to be cake. I've seen those dudes from Born and Raised tear it up.
We've got one in the freezer.
I go to bugle, man, and it's just this weird squall. It sounds, I don't know what it sounded like. Anyways, and I'm like listening, like, where are they at, man? What are they going to do? So it takes me 4 or 5 tries of just like, maybe I needed some chapstick or something. I don't know. And so finally it makes some sort of high-pitched squeal sound, and then like 7 bulls bugle.
No way.
All around. And I'm like.
Nailed it.
I'm like, man, I'm the best. I'm like, I am literally the best.
The best.
So I'm standing there, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll just wait here, and they'll show up.
They'll jump in the pickup.
Yeah, I don't know what else I could do. So I'm just sitting there, got my arrow in a hand, waiting for one to charge me so I could just stab it in the chest.
Good idea.
And I'm like, why aren't they here? So then I'm like, dude, like Spike sneaks up behind me that I don't know about, and like straight downwind of me comes in. I'm like, well, he's a little one anyways. Nobody knows.
Blew that out.
Don't need to take care of that. So I'm like walking back. I got elk prints in my boot tracks, and I'm like right on them. So then I'm like keeping my butt parked, not moving, sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know anything, right? And then I come home, and I kept hearing this bird chirping at me while I was walking this ridge top. I'd bugle, this bird would squall. I'd bugle, this bird would squall. So I'm telling Chantal, I'm like, man, I don't know why that bird keeps responding to this bugle, but that's weird. So I came home, and I'm like all fired up on elk hunting. I'm like, I gotta watch some videos, learn what I did wrong. And I think it was one of your guys' videos. Maybe it was somebody else's, but it was a Spike. Squealing. And just following me along this ridge, right on the other side of the ridge, just squealing all day long. Yeah. I bet if I probably would have cow called one time, he would have came in on a string.
Probably.
And So I'm sitting there watching the TV, and I'm like, son of a, oh, that's all it was going to take. Like, that wasn't a freaking bird at all. Because I Googled, like, what kind of birds respond to elk bugles? And it's like, then it's all these forums of like, yeah, Spike sounded like a bird, came right in, shot him. I'm like, cool. So
but
now,
being out there,
yeah. So now I know. I'm like, well, anytime I hear a bird, I'm going to shoot it.
Exactly. I'm going to shoot it.
Just start flinging arrows.
Full draw.
Full send, man. That's why you bring 24 on a trip.
Exactly why you bring 24. Yeah. Steve was asking for more arrows the other day. I was like, good idea, buddy. Good idea. We need them.
Dude, this fire set me off. I'm unprepared.
Oh, are you?
I'm sending my bow to John the Rayman Rains to get it dialed.
He's good.
Yeah. I just ordered a string. I need that done. I need to buy calls. I'm out.
You've got a couple weeks. You're in good shape.
But I got some scouting done.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'm ready to rock and roll.
There you go.
So as we've covered tactics pretty good. So,
sure.
And I mean, we kind of touched on finding spots that hold elk, but specifically, let's say early season, maybe they're not haremed up yet. They're starting to kind of round up their cows, but it's not a big deal. How do you target those bulls? Because you guys kill a lot in the first week.
We do. We've been very fortunate. It's everybody asks. I get a ton of emails and ton of questions. Hey, I've only got a week off work. Which week do I take? And my honest answer is whichever week you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no exact time. I love that time in between, the 10th and the 20th, somewhere in the middle of season. But we have been very successful. Like last year, I called a bull opening day, which was the 25th or something of August here. And then the second day, I called a different bull, bugled a different bull we should have killed too, and had another hunter come in on us. Long story, but I was like, that's the second day of season that bulls are screaming coming in.
Yeah.
So I mean, it definitely can be done. I like hunting like Wyoming. I love the first. I'm going to be at Wyoming this year the day it opens, which is September 1st.
Yeah.
And I love that early over there. But then 2 years ago, I was hunting Montana the 12th of October.
Yeah, it was snowing on you, wasn't it?
It was freezing.
Yeah.
It was freezing. It was like 24 degrees for 6 days. It was horrifying. It was terrible.
Yeah,
but there was bulls bugling there too. So
right.
It's just finding the right one in the right mood. They're just like people. They do their thing at different times. Right. Everybody does.
So what you're saying is bulls don't get synced up?
Not too often.
They're not like, hey guys, time to bugle.
Time to bugle, guys. Let's do this.
Time to get it going. Let's trick these fools.
Yeah. But sometimes you might have to pass by, 8 or 10 of them to find the one that is bugling.
Right. And that's everybody's style, I think, because your guy's style obviously is that one that's going to respond.
Yep.
Whether he's a spike, 6-point,
correct,
350 bull, whatever.
Yep.
You're going to go and try and shoot him.
And we look at it as, when you're fishing, you go down in your boat and there'll be maybe 10 fish in this hole, right? Mm-hmm. But one of them wants to bite. So we're looking for the biter. We're going to go through holes and fish as far down in the creek as we can until we find one that wants to bite. That's the same thing we're doing with elk. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just finding a biter.
That's my method. I'm just not good at biting back.
Just because we can't set the hook.
Right. Yeah, there it is. I've got the barbs pinched, and I am.
You shouldn't go barbless.
You shouldn't go barbless?
No.
Well, you have to here. No barbs, man.
That is true.
I'm very good at snagging, if you will. Yeah.
Snagging.
Many of trees, sticks, and brush have claimed my arrows.
Just hurting, aren't they?
Dude. It's bad news. I've split a few madrone limbs.
A few madrone. Yeah. You must shoot some poundage.
No, I mean not split, just buried,
hammered,
green madrone.
There you go.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, is there a noticeable difference in? Kind of trying to touch on it. Is there a noticeable difference in where bulls are and where cows are early, or are they generally herded up by that time?
Yeah. So like in a Roosevelt, what we find with Roosevelts is they're herded up pretty early.
Yeah.
Is what we've found. And the main thing I'm looking for is rubs. We're looking for rubs, especially on the Roosevelt side of things. If you can find some fresh rubs, you're around them somewhere. You're not far from them.
Yeah.
But Rockies, you find a rub, and that's where the bull was, who knows, 5 days ago. Who knows, So, I mean, it's a little different story between the two differences of elk. But no, the bulls that time of year, they're going to be searching. They're going to be covering ground, trying to find cows. So that's the same thing we're doing initially, is just making big loops and searching.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
So you guys generally cover a lot of ground. You hunt a lot of areas that are obviously around here. It's pretty hard to find something that doesn't have a logging road on it.
Yeah, no.
So you guys, for the guy that's looking to go out, you're looking behind a gate.
Yep.
Logging roads, you stay on those roads for the most part until you hear a bull.
Most part, yeah, just because of the simple fact that, man, it is so brushy when you get out there, and elk have certain spots that they live. They know that country better. Like if you have spots where, okay, like this, in some of our stuffs, we call it the swamp.
Yep.
There's this swampy big canyon that we go into, and we know the elk kind of live there. So
Yeah.
we'll go down into there, right? But mainly like around, we will hike and hike and hike, mostly just cat roads, like you said.
Yeah.
Because honestly, across on another ridge, there's another cat road. You know,
Yep.
I mean, so it doesn't do you any good to dive into that canyon and beat the brush when I could cover twice as much ground on a cat road and bugle off of it.
Yeah.
But just try to, bugling from the window of the pickup, it's kind of frowned upon. It's worked before, believe me.
It has worked.
worked.
It's also really pissed me off a time or
It
two.
has made people upset.
Yeah. You're like working a bull down in a draw, and somebody, like, in a pickup like mine that's rattling down the road, and then you slam the door, bugle, and so you're like, bull takes off, and you're like, well, whatever, guy.
Yeah,
so you rip one back off at him and just peel him down the hill.
Put him down.
Put him down in the draw, and then just get back to your pickup and
Scurry out the
go
back.
to the next spot. You're like, snake a guy.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, drop that 600 feet, man. you're gonna pay for this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it drives you mad.
It is frustrating at times when you put in a lot of work and then someone blows it for you. It does get frustrating.
Drives me insane. So, you guys this year, I'm sure you can't let into much.
I can let into anything. You
We
want.
can let into anything. We can even drop this after the beer release party.
You
so
can drop
that,
it before, after, during.
Whenever I feel like.
Whenever
During.
you feel like. Man, media's media. Let it rip.
Well, are we allowed to tell the folks? We're
absolutely.
pre-releasing the pre-release.
You are tasting right now the first Born and Raised Outdoors Tagged Out Ale is what we named it.
This is what stardom gets you, people. You get 32 followers on your podcast.
That's right.
You get to try the beer before everybody else.
Before everybody else.
And that's that's kind of what I was aiming for with this whole thing is if I can taste a beer before anybody else.
It doesn't matter what we talk about.
Doesn't matter what we talk about.
No. I'm
Elk
all
hunting, bear hunting, beer drinking, whatever.
drinking.
Nobody even cares.
Is it good though? You like it?
Oh, dude, it's good.
It's good beer.
Yeah, it's super easy to sit. I'm gonna buy some at the
you're coming to the beer launch
release
this
party.
Saturday. Cool.
Yep, and I'm gonna buy some and leave a warm one in the bottom of my pack for a celebratory beer.
Bring it up.
And
I
follow
expect a picture too.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the directions on the can.
Yeah, it's cool. That's a little hint for everybody. You got to follow the directions on the can. It's pretty unique.
Well, Doug Flutie says so.
Exactly. That's right.
You don't want to get Doug Flutied.
No.
In turn.
I've been lots of times. I have lots of times.
Yeah. So what is it looking like this year for you guys? I know. So if you guys haven't gone back ever and watched Land of the Free, the first one, just Land of the Free, that thing is freaking epic. It was the first time anything like that had ever really been done. 5 states, 50 days.
Yeah.
Trent showered twice.
2 times. And
2 times.
53 days.
And that is how you know that you just got to play the wind. Like that right there, if that doesn't tell you that you have to play the wind, Trent probably smelled like a Greek wrestler's jockstrap.
It wasn't awesome
and
at times. But I had a good base layer. I had a good layer on, so I don't know if it could actually get through the layer at the time. So it was better than I
Is it like hanging an elk quarter? Like you had a crust?
Crust. You get that crust on the outside, and anything can survive.
You were protected underneath. Mosquitoes couldn't get in. Nothing.
Oh, it was bad.
So what's it looking like this year? So Oregon season is early this year.
23rd.
22nd.
22nd?
22nd. Through the 24th.
24th.
Through the 22nd.
Right. That sounds right. Yeah.
24th of August,
24th.
22nd of September.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll start here. We'll come out of the gates swinging, hopefully. Hopefully. Anyway, and I will be in Wyoming the 1st.
You guys have anyone hunting in Oregon with you this year? Are you kicking
No,
old
we're
school?
just going to do it our old school.
Nice.
So that's what, like you said, the Land of the Free. So when we started the Land of the Free, we had this great idea that we're going to hunt every day of the season. We're going to try to hunt in 5 states, and we're going to document it and then show a day-by-day series and launch it day by day, just like the person was there with us.
Yeah.
So, and on paper, it sounded awesome. I mean, it's like, yeah, that sounds really, really cool.
Yeah.
So we got to doing it, and it was just like, holy moly, it was a monster.
Yeah.
It was a big animal.
Especially you guys were doing everything yourselves, right? Like
Everything.
you and Cody were editing, uploading, filming.
And that was when it came to a lot of work. So we come off the hunt, and we had a week off with our families because I'd been gone for 53 days.
Yeah.
So we took a week off and spent it with our families, and then it was editing every single day, daylight till dark, every day. And then the weekends would come up, and you'd be like, oh, thank God, a weekend. then you think about it and go, no, this is day by day.
Yeah, once it comes to owning your own business and trying to get it done, you got to stay on it. So,
but it was awesome, man. It turned out awesome, and people really, really enjoyed it. And so then we did it again last year.
Mm-hmm.
We did 2.0, and we didn't really want to get into that. That's why this year we're naming the season Tagged Out to kind of go back to our roots.
Yeah.
That was the first DVD we ever put out called Tagged Out. So we're kind of rewinding everything because I didn't want to do Land of the Free 3.0 and 4.0.
Right.
You know, it's just like after a while
loses its thunder.
Yeah, it just kind of ran its course. I wanted to try something different. So anyway, so we decided on Tagged Out for this year, and it's going to be good, I think. So Wyoming, going to hit Wyoming the 1st, and that'll be with Dirk. I'm going to get
sweet.
back up with Dirk
so you'll be game. You have Dirk calling, right?
Yeah, I'm good to go. Yeah.
The Bugler.
It'll be me and Steve and Dirk in Wyoming, and then Cody will take off with the Hunting Public. Yeah, which is a great crew. I got to turkey hunt with them in Wisconsin here a few months ago, but great guys, man, super, super nice guys. And they're going to be hitting Colorado.
Sweet.
So, and they haven't really not killed, but they haven't really elk hunted much, and they've never backpack hunted before.
Oh, it's going to be game on for them.
It should be fun. It should be
basically
really
what
fun.
You've done is drain their bank accounts for the next 15 years.
Possibly.
And perhaps jeopardize their marriages.
I don't know, because a couple of them have elk hunted. And I turkey hunted with them, and there was a couple of them, they were like, man, I'd almost rather turkey hunt than shoot an elk. And I said, you're not allowed to go with me then.
Yeah, like, no, just throw that 5 pounds of breakfast sausage in the freezer. You'll be fine.
No, they're great dudes. But yeah, I'm anxious to see how they do out there.
It's going to be epic, probably.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Yeah, it'll be good.
So Cody's hunting with them, Colorado,
and then it's all hands on deck. Steve drew a coveted Arizona bull elk tag. Never been to Arizona, never even stepped foot in the state myself. I'm super excited to do that, and so we're gonna be hitting that. The 12th is when that starts. So we're all gonna be there. Me, Trevor, possibly Ty. Possibly.
Oh.
Not sure on that one yet. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
He'll drink all of the Tagged Out ale.
Train wreck. And and Cody and myself. So we're all going to be there, and which is a cool opportunity. Another thing is because we have our cameraman Weston and then Troy as well, and he's going to film a lot for us this year as well. So we told them, hey, we want you guys to go have a hunt, because when you film something all year and not get a chance to hunt, it's tough, man.
I bet.
It's tough. So it's just like, you guys go and have fun, and so they're going to get to go to Colorado and go whatever they want to do.
That's what Wes was saying. He was all fired up about it. He's like, dude, I get to hunt this year. Yeah. But he was feeling like indifferent about it. He's like, I don't know if it's a test. Are they like trying to figure out how committed I am?
There you go.
He's like,
you're fired.
They like told me like, yeah, you should go to Colorado, or you could come and film in Arizona. And he's like, maybe he wants to know if I'm a team player. Like, I don't know.
It sounds like something I would do to him.
Yeah, it does. I mean, just so you know, his name's actually just Wesley.
Yeah,
he's just adopted the name Weston per Trent. But yeah, so that should be awesome. Are they gonna? They're probably not gonna try and film that.
They're actually going to.
Are they really?
I think it's going to be hilarious. I think it's going to be. I think they are. I told them it's up to you guys. We're not going to. There's no. You don't have to or nothing like that. And so, but they're thinking about doing it, and I think it'd be really cool if they did to add to the series, just for the fun of it.
Gosh.
Just for people to meet them, and because you can really tell who someone is when you go hunting for a week.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know. That should be a fun time, and the Arizona tag's supposed to be, the horn growth this year, I guess, is phenomenal all over the western United States. So I don't know. He's Steve. Have you ever seen him hold back on anything?
Yeah. Steve doesn't get really excited when he shoots something.
Nothing
like that. There's no fist pumping, no screaming, no. His tongue certainly stays in his mouth every time. Every time.
So we'll see what happens there. And so I told Steve I'll be his cameraman. So he's just like, Trent, you got to tell me how big he is. Be a little 3-point, and I'm going to be like, shh, that's a dandy. That's a dandy. So it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a blast.
Yeah, maybe someone else needs to hold his arrows.
Good chance.
Yeah.
Good chance. Better. Yeah. That's what Cody and Trevor keep on saying. You're not shooting anything under 320, and I'm thinking, I don't know. I've seen Steve in the moment.
Well, autopilot takes over of shoot the first bull that's legal.
Yeah,
so,
let it rip.
He's going to come home with a spike from a big bull tag.
Yeah, from a tag he's waited for 12 years to get.
That would be me.
Yeah, that'd be me.
I'd
be jacked, though.
Be like, well, fired up, man. Jacked. I mean, smaller than a Roosevelt, but the meat will be all right.
Yeah, meat. That's one thing.
He tastes like saguaro cactus.
Man, dude, Rocky Mountain elk spikes, they are not very big.
No, they're like a large mule deer.
I've drug one by myself before across ground. I swear to you, I was shocked how small they are. They're not that big. Not that big.
Especially in comparison to a Rosie.
Yeah.
When you're talking like...
And I didn't really figure. I mean, we've killed some nice Rocky Mountain bulls as far as horn wise, and they seem big. They seem big and everything. But it was until we brought people here and collaborated with like Hushin and stuff, they were like, "Dude, these elk are like way bigger than normal." And I guess I didn't really see it. I don't know that much, but they think they're giant here. Like, I love the nostalgia of it, though. You hear like Joe Rogan's podcast. And
he's like
1,700-pound animals.
Oh gosh!
Thinking, what?
Yeah. What are you shooting? Bison?
Yeah. No kidding.
That guy's a wild man, anyways.
Oh yeah, a little.
I mean, that's what MDMA does to your brain.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. I don't know anything about drugs. I just know that you shouldn't do them.
It's not a good idea.
I mean,
but no,
it depends on who you are.
they're big animals. They're big, but I don't know. A lot of people will say, "Oh, that was a 1,200-pound elk." I mean, I've seen a lot of 800, 900, 1,000 probably. I don't know. It's hard to put a number on it. I mean, that's a lot of elk. Because when you're getting out of them, all bone, I mean, all meat wise and everything, and you're getting 250 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
You think there's a lot of waste there if they're
well, you got skin
pounds.
And skull and bones and everything else.
Correct.
Is super heavy. So I feel like maybe average 800 pounds.
Yeah, somewhere in there, I would say somewhere around.
It's like a juvenile horse.
Yeah.
With antlers.
And wants to kill you.
Yeah. For sure. I don't think people draw that correlation like between like a bull like in a herd of cattle.
Right.
It's the same freaking thing. He has his cows he's trying to punch and you're trying to fight him. Like one of those things gets a hold of you. I'm waiting for like elk hunter gored by bull.
Viral.
Dude.
Going virus.
Yeah.
Big time.
Maybe it should be me.
I'm looking into it. I'll do anything.
I'll do anything once.
Yeah, the other day, tuna fishing, I was just like, Weston, jump in that water right there with that shark. We got this, buddy. We got this.
Well, I feel like Weston has become just the guinea pig.
Kind of.
Yeah.
If I can get him to do
guy.
something. Yeah, I think he likes it.
Are you discriminating against him for his red hair?
No, I never have done. I've never taken that route. I've done that with Ty before, but I've never. He calls himself a ginger.
You're gonna have to inform Ty that this beer is not $7.50 for a 15-pack like Keystone. He can't just go full send on it.
No.
Or his new what's the new gig? The Montucky Cold Snacks.
Oh,
I saw him at Hoodoo. No, that's what it is. It's got
really?
like a rainbow unicorn on the can. It comes from Montana.
Oh no.
They brought a camp next to him at Hoodoo.
Okay.
Yeah, and him and Josh and a couple guys were just unloading this giant. They couldn't close the lid on the ice chest, and it was full of these beers. Like the trailer was full of beer, and they were spilled everywhere in the trailer, like out of the box.
Too many beers.
And they're just throwing them in the cooler. And they have rainbow unicorns on them.
Ty's taking a turn.
For the good, better, worse.
Oh, I can't wait I hope I get to see him this year.
I'm sure you guys will get together and it'll be, so. And that's the cool part is down in Arizona, like you said, it's going to be you, Ty.
Yeah, if Ty shows up, it may be after that. I'm not sure. But so after the Arizona deal, and depending on how long it takes, because I think that season goes to the 26th, I believe. Okay. But knowing Steve, hoping we're getting arrows.
Spike Bowl day 2.
We're getting flung.
What's the over-under on that?
I'm giving it 5 days. I'm giving it 5 days. And then after that, it's going to be a free-for-all, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be whatever tags that we have left, because Cody and Trevor both have a Montana tag as well. And between if I have still a Wyoming tag or if Steve still has a Wyoming tag, he'll have, so it'll be one of those things where it's just like, and then Colorado could come into play too with the kids. With the kids, with Troy and Weston. So I mean, it could be. You never know. We could go anywhere. So, we're just gonna try to bounce from state to state to state and see what we come up with after that. So that it should be a lot of fun. Just not knowing.
It's gonna be awesome to watch. So back to like when I first started watching you guys, and it was like just you guys, just you, Trevor, Cody, Steve, Chris was in there a lot.
Chris was in there. Yep.
Josh was in there a little bit. And who was it that was always complaining? I can't remember. Somebody's nephew.
Nephew?
We're only like 6 miles in here, and I'm already tired. I can't remember who it was, but
that was Josh.
Oh, that was Josh.
Yeah, it was Josh.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Remember.
But yeah, it should be awesome to watch. Like, especially if you guys haven't watched any of the old Born and Raised videos, you just got to wait. They're basically giving them away for free on Camofire.
Just like hotcakes.
You just buy a DVD player if you guys know what that is. It plays these little discs. You can't scratch them or they won't work.
Yeah.
It's not the YouTube.
It's not MP3.
Or MP4 or whatever.
Or MP6. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
Trent and I collectively have the technical capabilities of...
Don't say a young kid because I have young kids and they.
Oh yeah, I was
oh
going to say
goodness.
like a 65-year-old.
I would say
man
70, 77.
Going back to school for a technology degree.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's like, so how do I open the lock button? That's where we're at.
That's kind of where
it took us a good. I'm borrowing Garrett's podcasting equipment.
If this podcast even works,
we don't even know if it's recording. We could just be sitting here talking. I wouldn't say for no reason. This is good conversation.
No, it's great. This is great.
So, Trent.
All right.
I have to bring this to the table.
Bring it up.
So yesterday, I told the good folks that we'd be recording a podcast today.
Oh, cool.
And asked them for their Trent questions.
Oh, this is going to be good.
This is going to be, it could be good. It could be bad.
Could be a train.
Do you want to start off with the serious questions, or do you want to start off with the, related to elk hunting questions?
I don't care.
It's your poll, man.
It's your podcast.
All right. We'll just start off with, Carrie P. Chasing Moby Carrie.
Yeah.
So his question for you, he's got two.
Okay.
I'll start with the serious one.
All right.
We already covered it a little bit. With the early elk season, he's saying opening so early. It's one day earlier than last year.
Right.
He says, how's that affect early, all caps early, elk hunting? Is it different with opening a day earlier?
Same thing, man.
Same thing, bugle,
Same
rack
thing.
house, shoot
rack
bulls.
house from daylight.
Drink a tagged out ale.
Yes. We do the same thing, honestly, from the first day of season to the last day.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Works out everywhere.
Same thing.
Carrie, there's your answer. Then Carrie says,
of course.
Is the tagged out ale as tasty when you are indeed not tagged out yet?
Due to sales, I need you to drink it 24/7. No. No. It's a good beer. It's a pretty good beer. Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah. It's good. It's like a hazy IPA. It's good.
It's not quite as heavy as that. It's pretty light, man.
Yeah.
Listen, this belly says that I drink beers.
5'5".
I think I know the difference. 5'5". Is that my height?
No, that's what the percent it is of the beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll sneak up on you. I got to drive home. I can only have one.
Yeah.
We already covered, Chris, we already covered your question about the bugling copy, whatever. We'll go with copy. And then your boy Nate Bailey wants to know what your favorite duck to shoot is.
Oh, man.
He's like, that'll throw him for a loop. Ask him that one.
Whichever one's the closest.
Whichever
one I can hit.
Whichever one I can't miss.
Yeah, that's what, man, the duck hunting game is, we've actually kind of taken off on that just a little bit more than normal here in the last year. And, man, it's kind of fun. It is fun.
It is pretty fun.
It's fun.
It's not, it's a totally different type of work.
I love it.
Right, you got to pack out all the decoys.
That part does not. That doesn't appeal to me.
That's why you hunt somebody else's place. And you're like, bro, I'm running late. I'm gonna
Glad
be
you're
there.
set up.
Like, I'm sorry I can't help you. I'll totally help you clean up.
No, that's what it was. It was good because this year it's what I like about the duck hunting game is it's camaraderie, right? You don't have to be quiet.
No.
You know, you're just looking up in the sky and you're BSing with your buddy. You're talking. It's just fun.
Then you're
it's
like, here comes some birds.
Yeah, here it comes, and everybody gets down for the 5 seconds, and then jump out and just unload your whole gun. How could that not be?
And there's
fun?
nothing you like more than wreckage.
The whole clip.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The whole thing.
I'm going to try this next year to get better at it so I don't have to shoot all 3 shells, but yeah.
Normally the third shell's a waste. You shoot the first 2, and the
Normally,
third one.
my third shell is a Hail Mary prayer just to put one in them.
That's what I'm saying. It's a big waste.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think that people don't like you, or they don't like me.
Pretty much hate me. Dave
Dowdy wants to know why you look so much older than Trevor, but you're a baby.
I don't know. It's genetics, I guess.
So that's not a. Jack Lander, he wants to know the craziest thing you and Austin did growing up. I feel like this could take
some time.
What's the word I'm looking for, or the phrase when you can't get in trouble for something anymore? It's been a certain amount of time.
Oh, I got You know
what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I think we're covered.
Immunity.
Under that.
You have immunity.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. No,
Austin
Austin and I growing up, I'd have to think about that one, man. I love the question, Jack. Though I do. I do. Austin's a great guy. I look forward to him. He's in Texas right now. We were supposed to do a family hunt this year, and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
And so here in the near future, we're gonna definitely get that done.
Nice.
Definitely.
Well, I think unless you've got any pressing input on the elk hunting thing, I think we covered everything pretty good for somebody that's looking for that extra little bit before they get out. What to.
And there's tons of, guys out there. There is so much information on elk, and there's so many different. I don't know. I guess methods, if you want to.
Yeah.
But man, getting out there is just the first thing. Mm-hmm. Get out there, and just like you did, you went to that ridge and you bugled, right? And you put out your best call that you could, and finally they bugled back. That's it. That's what it's about.
And every year it gets a little better. First year you're like, well, I didn't even see an elk.
Yep.
And then the second year you're like, well, I saw some elk, so I must be
I'm getting there.
Yeah. And then you're starting to realize where they live, where they are, where you're finding them at what time of day. And then the next year you're like, well, I called in 4 bulls, but I never got a shot.
Right.
And then the next year you're like, but then I learned how to call a little better, or I learned how to set up a little better with the wind. And then I got 2 shots, but I missed because I was too freaking excited.
Yep.
And then, finally, then you get a good shot, and there happens to be like a moss-covered limb in front of the elk's heart or whatever, and you hit that. And so
I see you're speaking. You're speaking a lot of real descriptive and a mossy limb.
This is all just speculation.
Yeah, just speculation.
If it happened to somebody,
totally random.
He would be Royce.
Totally random.
Yeah. So.
No, I think a big thing is when I first started elk hunting, the thing that kind of brought the curve down for me personally is I hunted every elk that I saw. I didn't care if it was a bull. I didn't care if it was a cow.
Yeah.
I didn't care if it was a group of cows. I tried to get as close to that as I could, close to that animal. And what you do there is you screw up a lot, but you also learn a lot.
Yeah.
Instead of going, it's not big enough for me. Well, you could have learned a ton by getting close and actually, being like an elk beside an elk, and that's what helped. I think a lot.
Yeah. Aside from a calf or a mother cow with a calf, they're all big enough for me.
100%.
Yeah. There's a mental block there, though, man. I can't. If a cow's got a calf anywhere near, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm
not a meanie.
Imagine if somebody shot my mom when I was just a wee lad. What would I have done? Been nurtured by my father? I don't think so.
Well, you never know. Could have turned out well.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe I'd be better off. Yeah. So I'm kidding, Mom.
I love you, Mom.
Yeah, love you, Mother.
No, but it's hunt them all. Go and you'll learn something. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Well, gonna be another epic year for Born and Raised.
Hopefully we'll see.
You guys just hit 100K on the tubes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty sweet.
Exciting.
And now you got your own beer. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Well, it's not okay. So let's like.
Well, it's not your own beer.
Yeah. Hold up just a second on that.
Let's digress.
Yeah. Let's. So this is going to be offered during this beer launch and no other time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not like going to be. They may brew it and it might be offered at Old 99 just at their brewery right there. But other than that, it's not going to be distributed. It's not going to be. So the only way you can get a hold of it would be either come this Saturday to the Lang Center, or it's just the 10th. Going to be the 10th of. August, 2 days.
I'll get this out tonight or tomorrow so that anybody that hears it might
whenever
swing in.
But at the same time, it's not like it's going to be Budweiser and distributed all over the country.
Yeah. So guys, just so you know, I'm going to buy a bunch and then I'm going to sell it for like $5 a can.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, collective. I'm going to have Trent sign every single one.
Then the price obviously drops
in
half. So $3.50 a can.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I'll sell the empty cans for say $1. They're worth 10 cents here.
Yeah, 10 cents. Oh,
so man. Sell them for $1 elsewhere. So. Well, Trent, I appreciate having me at your house and having me on and fitting me in.
Thank you so much for coming.
Cleared out the schedule. Well, if you guys got any questions for Trent or any of the Born and Raised guys, you can email them. What is it? Info
at bornandraisedoutdoors.com. Yeah.
Find them on the YouTubes, the Instagrams.
Interwebs.
All over the interwebs.
Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah, if you're needing in the calls, you guys got the call packs.
We do. We have lots of calls. We try to.
I need to order mine.
Do you? You should have told me. I was over at the warehouse this morning.
Oh, dang. Should have hit you.
Some.
Forgot.
Anyway, but yeah, we have the stuff, everything that we use personally that we are successful with. We sell all of that. So.
Cool. So check them out. BornandRaisedOutdoors.com or Born and Raised?
Born and Raised Outdoors.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode with the man not the myth, but the legend,
Oh, gosh.
Trent. All right, guys, bye. Guys, bye.